Okay, hello grade 5s. So today we are going to explain Toekomende, which means future tense. The exercise for this you will find on page 63 of your textbook, Afrikaans sonder grense, eerste addisionele taal, graad 5. So I would like you to just grab a piece of blank paper so that you can make some notes as we go along. And as I explained to you, the simple rules of Toekomende. Okay, so in order for us to understand the rules and to actually complete or change a sentence into future tense, we need to understand the concepts of die werkwoord. And it's just a bit of a revision because you've been learning about the werkwoord for some time now, but let's just make sure everybody is on the same page. Werkwoord means verb. A werkwoord is an aksiewoord. It's an action word. It's a doing word. There are two types of werkwoorde, and we're just going to go into it a little bit in order to help us later on. You get two types. The first type that I'm going to discuss with you now in a little bit more detail is a hoofwerkwoord. And the second type is a hulpwerkwoord. A hoofwerkwoord, which means main verb, doen deel van die sin. It's the action part of the sentence. Doen deel van die sin, action part of the sentence. And it's a word that can stand on its own. That kan alleen staan. Which means that if I say luister, which means listen, is one word, but it's a sentence. A hulpwerkwoord tells us when something is happening or going to happen. Okay. And because we are talking about the future tense, the specific hulpwerkwoord is going to tell us when something is going to happen in the future. So, a few examples. Very important for us to be able to identify the werkwoord. It is going to be the first step in a few steps in order for us to change a sentence into future tense, into Toekomende. So if I'm not able to identify the verb or the werkwoord, I am going to get the sentence wrong right from the start. So this is a very important part of the whole exercise. So I ask myself, which word is the werkwoord? Watter woord is die werkwoord? Which word is the verb? And in this case it is skop. In this example, die meisie eet die broodjie. The girl eats the bread or sandwich. I ask myself, which word is the verb? Watter woord is die werkwoord? And of course it is eat. Eet. And I circle it. Another example, die hond grou 'n gat. The dog digs a hole. Which word is the verb? Watter woord is die werkwoord? And of course it is grou, which means to dig. Look at that dog digging. Now, a little bit more about hulpwerkwoorde. A hulpwerkwoord tells us when something is happening or when did it happen. Okay? So, in these examples, die seun sal die bal skop. The boy When? Will kick the ball. Will. When? Somewhere in the future. The second example. Die meisie het 'n broodjie geëet. When did the girl eat the bread? In the past, somewhere in the past, verlede tyd. That is why we are using het, past tense. Again, die hond wil 'n gat grou. Toekomende tyd, the dog wants to dig a hole. Tells us what the dog wants to do. When? Somewhere in the future. Toekomende tyd. And for our exercise today, we will be focusing on future tense. Toekomende tyd. In order for us to understand what we need to do, we need to understand the instruction. And how I would usually ask you to do this in an exam paper or in a test is I would say, skryf nou die sin in die toekomende tyd. Write the sentence in the future tense. What sentence? This sentence. Die seun skop die bal. The boy kicks the ball. We go through in a series of steps. So step 1, you need to find what? Say it. If you said werkwoord, you are correct. The verb. You need to find the verb. And of course we know the verb in this sentence is skop, kick. And you circle it. Step 2, you need to move the verb where? To the back of the sentence. Step 3. You need to write sal, waar werkwoord was. Write sal, where the verb was. And of course it's there, because there's now a big hole, and we want this hulpwerkwoord to help us out. And they will be helping out by filling up the hole. So we write sal in that space there. Then, lastly, step 4, we need to finish the sentence. So all we need to do is move the rest of the sentence into the open spaces. Die seun sal die bal skop. Right, so what I want you to do, go to page 63. There's a few exercises there. One of those exercises is asking you the question to rewrite the sentences in future tense. Skryf die sinne in die toekomende tyd. I need you to do this exercise for me and enjoy it. Thank you. Bye-bye.